Turlough O Brien, championship time. Crept up fairly quick.
It did in the end, but it was a long break from the end of the National Football League until now, and it kind of dragged a little bit at the start. But we're here now, and everybody's buzzing now at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to you on nearly a weekly basis, I'd say, there at one stage during the league, and yeah, there has been that bit of a gap. What have you been up to since?
Well, we gave them back to the clubs there for a couple of weeks, and then we regrouped and we were back training and just putting our heads down, getting the work done. I suppose readjusting to summer football and a hard ground, and we're after working very, very hard now, and we're looking forward to a really, really tough battle with Wexford.
And obviously you spend most of your Sunday evenings tipping out to the club games around the county.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's great to go out and see all the players playing for their clubs, and have a look at our players as well, maybe for coming in next year even. Football's in a good place there at the minute in Carlow, so we're hoping the lads will really do themselves justice against Wexford.
You mentioned football being a good place, and I suppose the most recent example, Carlow minor footballers there, a great win over Westmeath, and a double header now, along with the senior game against Wexford as well. So that's going to be a huge day in Washcullen.
I'm delighted for the minors that they're going to be here on the day of the senior championship game, because traditionally that was the way fixtures always were arranged. The minors played with the seniors, and it was a huge day for county minor footballers to be playing in front of a big crowd on the day with the seniors. And I think it's going to be a great atmosphere in Carlow here, and it's great that it's Carlow and Wexford. So I think it's going to be a great occasion. Yeah,
and look, just to follow up on the point you made about football being a good place in the county, this year's league, it was your best performance since the restructure in 2008, and the last day, there was an element of shadow box in that Wexford game. How much did you buy into their league final against Westmeath, or do you think it'll be a different animal again, come Sunday week?
Look, the league was 7 weeks ago now, and while we could say we got a good momentum out of the end of the league, we're winning those 3 games at the end as the way we won them, and the way they lost them would have been a downer for them. The intervening period has lessened, I suppose, the impact of the feel-good factor for us, and has given them a chance to regroup. So I think it has no real impact on this game. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think Wexford are a very experienced outfit. There's some top class forwards there, and we'll be under pressure to hold them. But look, I think we've a lot of experience in our team as well. So I think we've been bolstered this year by the introduction of some new talent. Sean Murphy coming in, and the likes of Danny Moore established the team, and young Jamie Clark and Shane Clark coming in there as well. Young lads like that are doing very well for us.
Since you've been out to those league games, has there been any kind of arrivals or departures in the intervening period in terms of the panel?
No. The panel has stuck with the task, and it was probably too late to bring players in unless we had injuries, which we didn't have. So rather than bring players in and try to introduce the systems, just would leave it. But we're looking at them for next year, certainly. We saw a lot of young lads playing for their clubs during the league there now, and I think there will be additions to the panel for next year.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Wexford, and it's always been, a very good rivalry between Carlow and Wexford. I think back to the last time they met, I would say it's in Crow Park, maybe 2005. It was a ding-donger of a game, and there's a great tradition in both counties. And you think of the Carlow panel in 2005 with Simon Ray, Thomas Walsh, Brian Carby, all those guys. You could argue that maybe this panel is the strongest since that period. So it's kind of a similar, I suppose, introduction into this game, even though the era has changed and football has changed immensely.
Yeah, well, I'd definitely say that from the Carlow perspective, that the panel this year is more established, and it's more settled, and it's more united. We've had a huge commitment from all the players. Over the last 3 years, really, it's gelled together very well, and I suppose this was the best year of the 3 years for us. We had some lads came back this year that we didn't have big players, physically big players, and big players in terms of their stature within the county, who maybe were out through injury or whatever last year, but they're back now and they've added a lot to the panel. It probably is the strongest panel we've had in a long time. It's very hard to compare panels between 2005 and now. But the rivalry between Wexford and Carlow would be a very healthy rivalry, and the games down the years have traditionally been very, very good games. I'm going right back to the 70s, Carlow and Wexford in Nolan Park, and cracking games of football, huge scoring, high scoring games, and tremendous physical battles as well. And I'm expecting it's going to be the same next week.
Yeah, what do you think is going to boil down to Turlough?
Well, look, it could be a bit of luck. It could be a referee decision. It could be a lot of factors. Someone making a mistake. It could be a player being on his game. Players come into these games and they're really, they're really built up for these games. And sometimes the occasion can get to the players and might perform as well as they would have hoped to. And who knows how it'll turn out today, but certainly in terms of preparation, the lads have put in a massive effort in, and they're where they need to be.
Very last question. Huge prize at stake, the Dubs. It's a huge incentive, isn't it?
Well, look, we can't even look that far, to be honest with you. You know, we're in no position to think ahead of Wexford. You know, I mean, Wexford have been campaigning above us for 10 years now in Division 3 and 2 and above that, and competing in Leinster finals even, you know. So, you know, I mean, we've our focus totally on Wexford. That's all we're thinking about.
Yeah, I think there's one last thing I left out there as well. I remember there was a Leinster semi-final in 2011, which I should bring into the equation here. When Wexford were going well, you know, to be fair to Darragh Foley and Brendan Murphy, those guys were there. They're still here now as well. So apologise for the lack of factual information there. But yeah, that's probably the most recent one. Again, you know, it's something we're all looking forward to because of this minor result. I think actually last week, Turlough. I think there's a huge lift, as you rightly said. Wouldn't it be great to get 2 wins?
Absolutely. No, I mean, championship football is what, you know, people talk about and the games to go to. Like, I mean, for us, the league is probably the more important competition, but the championship is the bigger day, I suppose. And you know, it's almost knockout football, and part of the, you know, the qualifiers are there, like, but it's treated like knockout football. And you know, you really want to get one over on the opposition, and especially a neighbouring county like Wexford.